guys. Welcome to Somewhere in the Middle. I'm Nikki.
And I'm Angie.
Today we're continuing our series on red flags. This is the last video was the preface, so if you didn't see that, go ahead and check that out. This is going to be part one entitled The Early Days, the First Impressions. How can you see red flags before it becomes something serious? As soon as you're meeting somebody, what kind of red flags could they possibly present?
Well, I guess the first thing is, how are we meeting them? That's going to be the first way that you start to analyze what the red flags are. If you meet them in person, if you meet them online, if it's a blind date, friend, family, hooked you up. So how are we meeting said conquest, potential conquest?
Okay, so let's say that you met them online.
Okay.
Something that we have plenty of experience with.
We're the experts.
Yeah. What are some red flags? Maybe from an online profile or from the first meeting somebody online.
Would you like me to pull up a few profiles and let's take a look at it?
Let's not. Yeah, that's another show.
Nikki's no fun. Pictures are the first thing. That's the first thing you see. So if they don't have a full body pic. Now, most men say that. I want my women to have a full body pic. They think that you're catfishing and that you're fat. I tell them I'm fat, but that's beside the point. But pictures, where they don't show their body. When they show their body and not their face, leads me to believe that they're probably looking for just sex.
That's correct. Yeah. And those of you all who do have online profiles, and I've heard about this, I've never seen them personally, but if you're a female and you have lots of boob shots and lots of bikini pictures, don't say on your profile you're not looking for hookups. Okay, you sending mixed messages. Okay, it's just like if I had 5 pictures of cakes and then told somebody, don't ask me to cook for you. Yeah, you showing me all this delicious food for. Right. Surely you gonna put some of this down. So don't do that. Okay, it's horrible. But at the same time, if you're a guy and you don't want a woman to use you for your money, show yourself having fun with your friends, smiling, doing something like, you don't have to stand in front of a Bentley to do it,
especially if it ain't yours.
Right. But even if it is, you don't have to stand in front of, these things, these symbols of wealth, and you don't want somebody to use you for your money. So don't do that.
Right. No, I wholeheartedly agree. I don't understand why men post pictures though of them with a group of 12 guys. Every picture on there is multiple people. Which one are you? It's like I feel like you have something to hide because you can't say, hey, this is me. Put little smiley faces on those other people pictures if you really like the shot.
Yeah. I definitely don't think all of your pictures should be with other people. But I do definitely think that, you should be enjoying life, we done got on a whole different show. Like, we done got on a whole different show. Oh, now look, if you need some advice on how to put your online profile together, we definitely can give you some pointers on that. That is not this show, however.
But those are red flags, man.
Yeah, so I wouldn't say don't put too much into somebody's profile, but there are some things that should, turn some people off. Me personally, I have a degree. I consider myself somewhat, intelligent. I'm hood for sure. But I will not be interested in somebody who doesn't have any words on their profile, who cannot put a simple sentence together, somebody who has 12 typos in the first couple of messages that they send to me. That's just not something. I'm not going to entertain that person because to me, we're not on the same level.
Right.
Everybody doesn't have that stipulation. So you have to go based on your instinct.
Right.
Okay. Go on your instinct. If you know that you don't want to, date somebody who's a truck driver who's always gone, don't click on that guy with the big headset, holding the big steering wheel, those kinds of things. My sister actually told me if a guy standing in front of a door with no design on it, he live in the projects and she go message him. But she has her stuff together and she's not entertaining anybody who doesn't. So that's just one thing that she looks for.
Right.
So the point is of the red flags, don't let somebody else's circumstances bring your standard down.
Right.
Okay. That thing with the design on the door may not be your standard, but have a standard. Okay. Right. Have something that you say, okay, this is what I expect as a woman of quality, as a man of quality, as somebody who, does not want to bring any and everything into my life. These are some things that I just don't go for. And it can start from just looking at somebody's pictures. I know me personally, I will judge somebody based on facial features. I truly can. I truly do. Like if your face doesn't look kind to me, if you don't look like a happy person to me, if you don't look like you're enjoying your life by yourself, I don't want to join your life. I don't want you, all in my face making me miserable. No.
Nikki says she declining that invite.
Yes, no, I'm not going. I don't want to go. Right. And so my pictures show me. They show me from head to toe. They show me with my cute makeup on. They show me with no makeup on. And then in my profile, I say, I tell people, if you don't like big women, honey, I might not be your take, your style, and that's fine. I have no problem with that. And so whatever your standard is, first of all, be honest about yourself, but then expect that from other people. Okay.
Right. Mine is, I don't like a grown man with no name in a profile. Easy Money KT. What is no offense if there's an Easy Money KT. I promise I made that up. That is like the first red flag to me. You 49 years old, career, and your name is, Sugar Daddy Slim. Oh, I like Sugar Daddy Slim.
Scratch that.
But the name, can we normalize putting in the name? And if you don't want to use your first name for, work purposes or, privacy, use your middle name. But can we use a name at 50 years old? Please.
I wouldn't have never thought about that. It just tells you how everything is different. And if you've watched our videos, we on some things we are different as night and day. But it just goes to show there's no right way. There's no wrong way. There's no, if you've met 12, D-boy 27s and none of them turned out right, maybe maybe not next time. Maybe don't go with that style of username anymore. And so look for things off just the first impressions that you can easily move them around. Yeah.
Right. And then read the profile. I feel like some people allow, like Nikki is super critical about grammar. She even corrects my text messages, but that's another stuff. But I personally, I read the things that they say. If somebody says, I'm only in town for 6 days, but I'm not looking for a hookup, who are you lying to? So the words need to match the actions of the app that you're on. Is this Tinder or this Bumble? I like to think that Tinder is, can I say Tinder? Is an app that's, looking for hookups. I think Bumble is looking for more, relationship based.
Now, what if I'm on all of them? What am I looking for?
A good time.
Hey,
Nikki keeps her roster. She's looking for a roster. No. But I look at, what they say in the words, and I feel like you have to exert a little bit of energy to meet somebody. Like, this is your first introduction to the world. I ain't worth a, hey, how you doing? I'm looking for a good time. I'll buy the weed. Give me something. So I swipe right. Right is the good way. I swipe left if they don't have any words at all. I don't do it. That's a red flag to me. I'm not worth a hello. Honest, intelligent man looking for sane. I swipe left on those too.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. I don't like those with no words either. But again, we're getting into, what's good and bad on the profile.
Oh, sorry. That's a red flag.
It's a red flag. So, but those things are definitely subjective. As we go through, as relationship becomes more serious, as we talk about, further along in dealing with somebody, obviously the red flags will become a lot more serious. But at this stage of the game, it's all about your preference. Right. Don't get somebody who, is a survivalist, with 12, guns, and you a liberal and you think, guns should be controlled. Basic things, like that, compatibility things. And, you may have to look beyond, what somebody looks like or what kind of car they driving, or,
Yes.
how fat the booty is or whatever. You may have to look past some of that. If you're looking to build with somebody and you're looking to, you know, be a power couple, then, the young girl fresh out of, you know, high school may not
Right.
be on your level. She
Mhm.
may not have reached the area of development that you've reached. And so, it's not all about looks all the time. So you have to kind of keep that in mind. So what about once y'all have already been introduced and now you're into the first meeting, you
Yes.
get to meet somebody. What are some red flags that they can present at that point?
When you want to come to your house, don't let that man come to your house.
Or that woman.
What if they come together?
Can't stand you. No, do you know? When you're meeting somebody for the first time, I don't care if you did meet them in person, it wasn't an online meeting. Do not bring them to your house. Okay. Now the exception is, I met my ex-husband through Angie. She knew him, she knew his friends. So he could come to my house because we there's a background there, but otherwise, don't I don't care how sweet they were, how long y'all been talking on the computer, talking on the phone, how trustworthy they look when you met them, when you first initially met them. If you met them in person, do not bring them to your house.
Oh, at all. Because you're only meeting their representative when you first meet them, but we're gonna talk about that later.
Yes.
So a person, baby, they change who they are. You think, oh, he's so nice and he's so sweet. He promised that he was gonna cook for me, girl. He move in. He ain't gonna never leave.
She might know something about that, but it never happened to me. But no, at the same time, you definitely want to be safe. And so if somebody's pushing the issue, that's a red flag. If you're saying, hey, I'd be more comfortable doing this, and they say, well, no, let's do this, let's do that. That's the setup. Do not do that. Okay. Do not do anything that you feel that you don't feel comfortable with.
Right.
Okay. That if you watch the preface, always keep in mind your standard. Do not let anybody bring you to their standard.
Right.
Okay. Always honor yourself. So yeah, that's a good one. You got another one?
Oh yeah, I do. I have another one. Maybe I don't have another one.
So if you're first meeting somebody and the emphasis is on the what you're doing versus the interaction between the two of you all, that first meeting may be more about them doing what they want to do versus them wanting to get to know you.
Let's say that again.
And in my opinion, if you're just meeting somebody for the first time, it should be on a mutual face-to-face just to get a sense of chemistry with somebody. It doesn't have to be spending $1,000. It doesn't have to be an expensive dinner. Okay. It doesn't have to be, going to a bar and, buying bottles. It shouldn't be, if the person is making it more about what y'all are doing versus just y'all being able to interact with each other and check each other out, they may not be in the situation for the right thing.
Right.
If a guy's saying, hey, yeah, but just meet me over here at this such and such. Just meet me over here at, at the lobby of this, downtown or whatever. You get there and it's a nice hotel, or that he may be more about his own agenda than just getting to know you. True. But me as a woman, I always insist on the first meetup place.
Right.
I just do. Right. I always say wherever we meet up, it's going to be somewhere in public. It's going to be somewhere that I feel safe. Right. It's going to be somewhere where he doesn't owe me anything. I don't owe him anything, even time. I'm not going to say we're going to dinner because dinner is a lot of time. You could get face to face with somebody, or after you met them at the club, you can meet them in light of day and they're a completely different person. Right. So I don't even commit myself to a long period of time with somebody. Right. Now, if we meet up in the parking lot, 99 cents only, and we wind up standing out there 20 minutes clowning, acting a fool, then yeah, come on, let's go get a drink somewhere. Because we're vibing.
Where's your safe place, the 99 cents stuff?
Baby, I love the 99 cents, honey. But yeah, I met, one guy at Sonic, and we sit there and sit outside the little tables at Sonic, and wound up being out there, supposed to be a little quick meet and greet. And we wound up being out there over an hour and a half. I got to get up out of here. Right. But we were vibing, having a good time. Right. And so make sure that the first meetup is about y'all getting to actually know each other, having, getting to feel for each other.
But I think Nikki brought up a very excellent point. Have a list of places that you can go to, so that way, because sometimes, dating is hard, right? It's awkward. He may have been out of dating. You may have been out of dating. So have a couple of places already, on your agenda. The Dunkin' Donuts around the corner, the park, the Sonic, some places that, that you can go to that's safe, that you can kind of, dish out and not have to think about it. Because I think sometimes that can cause anxiety on both of you. So if you have a place, have it already mapped out. Your exit strategies.
Absolutely. And we getting on to another video too about how to be safe when dating.
We're gonna go live one day. We're gonna schedule it and we're just gonna have a talk.
Right. But I think the main point of that is be comfortable and don't let somebody make you uncomfortable about meeting up. Because if they're making you uncomfortable, if they're insisting on something that you're not comfortable with, that's a red flag. Right. Y'all priorities may be different. Right. Okay. And don't be afraid to act on that. At any point during and until you and this person, even after y'all married, I was gonna say until y'all married, it ain't never too late to get out. Okay. I mean, I believe in honor and marriage and everything as much as anybody else. But if you see a serious red flag, it ain't never too late to get out. And in this initial stages of just getting to know each other, first meetings, first date, anything, chop their head off personally. Don't kill nobody, but just I'm saying erase their number 5. But so anyway, we've gone to the first meeting. We've met. Okay. He was cool. Everything was nice, lovely. Now we get into the first date. All right. Now there are some different red flags on the first date.
Yes.
Like
him not opening doors for you. If you're a woman who prides yourself in chivalry, and you like a man to cater to you, and I live in the cold and it snows. So having a man, open the door for me, hold my hand as we walking over ice and stuff, that's important to me. It's a red flag if he don't care how you make it to the front door. I slipped on this ice, I done broke a leg. That's a no for me.
Gotcha. See, me personally, I'm not looking for chivalry so much. I'm looking for somebody to treat me like a person, not necessarily like a woman, not necessarily like, somebody you trying to seduce or romance. The least amount of romance in this first date, the better I'm going to feel about interacting with you, because I want you to treat me like a person that you respect. And I think that's different from treating me like somebody you trying to sleep with, or treating me like somebody you trying to get something out of. Mm-hmm. Treat me like somebody that you want to have a conversation with. So that's what I'm looking for. And then, because at this point, why are we romancing and we don't even know if we want to be romantic with each other? We know nothing about each other. So on this first date, I want to see if you can hold your liquor. I want to see, I mean, what I'm saying? I want to see if we can vibe on some bullshit. I want to see if we can vibe on, conversation. If we can vibe on, talking about our past and laughing. If a past relationship come up, I want to see if you gonna own your part in the mess up. I want to get to know you. I don't need to get to know who you are when you're trying to sleep with somebody. Now, if you got game, you're going to mix the whole limb up in the same person. If you got real game, like you're gonna be down to earth, you're going to be my homeboy, we're going to have these drinks, we're going to take these shots, we're like a fool, we're going to talk, we're going to get into some serious moments of conversation where you're going to own up to, all the past things that you did that was wrong.
On the first date.
That's what I'm talking about. We vibing. That's what I'm talking about. But anyway, so that's what I'm looking for. Everybody's red flag is going to be different, but know what yours are. Right. And you'll hear this theme throughout, the series. Know what your red flags are. There are going to be some, obviously, that are going to be non-negotiables, and hopefully all of us will. Yeah, hopefully. But this stuff right here, just in the beginning, getting to know somebody, these things are subjective. It's all about who you are as a person. Know yourself. And like I said in the last video, if you don't know yourself, you don't know what your guidelines are, don't date. Right. Find those things out first.
That's true. But I also believe that, when a person shows you who they are, believe them. Mm-hmm. And if there are certain things that are non-negotiable for you, and they don't exhibit it on the first date or the first meeting, it's probably not going to happen on date number 2, 3, 4, 5, or 6, 7, 8 either. So I think it's super imperative that you know what it is you're willing to live with and what you're willing to live without, and know that. That's why, for me, I like a man to open doors. I mean, so far that's all I have. My list of requirements is open doors. No, I'm just joking. So just remember that when people show you, who they are, that's probably who they are.
And I think that I think that if you do have some things about you that are awesome and amazing and great, you don't have to show those things on the first date. I think that the way I get to know somebody is I don't lay out any red carpet. I don't, if you come over here and it's your first time over here, I ain't cooked no whole dinner. I ain't vacuumed the floor because it may be weeks before I vacuum the floor. You know what I'm saying? The house is gonna be good enough, and you either gonna think it's good enough or you don't. I mean, at the end of the day, I'm not going to be sitting around acting like, oh yes, I wear heels and cook 4-course meals every day. No, I don't. Okay. And if that's what you're looking for, you barking up the wrong tree. You're gonna get the real, for real. Now, let's say, for example, we further down the line, and now I'm looking at you like you're quality, and I'm really liking you, and you're putting your feet forward to be, to be with me, and then yes, now it's time for us to start trying to impress each other. Now it's time for us to say, well, hey, I made you bologna sandwiches because in the beginning and you ate them. Now let me see how you eat this, roasted chicken and dressing and these yams and these greens I can put together and these black eyed peas.
But what if it ain't good?
Baby, it's gonna be trust me. But it don't matter if it's good, right? Because you was rolling with the bologna sandwiches. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You ain't with me because I can cook. You can assume I can cook because I'm fat. But it ain't because I was up in here throwing out no groceries for you. You with me because of who I am.
Right.
And then after that, anything else is gravy.
Right.
So that I don't believe in rolling out no red carpet for nobody. And if you come over here looking for, hey, she ain't offer me no drink. You came empty-handed. You clearly wasn't thirsty if you came over here without.
Right.
But see, that comes with age, though.
True.
See, at this age, don't come on my house empty-handed.
Right. I have to agree with you though on the rolling out the red carpet, for somebody. I had a friend that taught me to tell the person some of your bad attributes, attributes at the beginning. I snore. So if you have a problem with me snoring, like I tell them the things that I used to hold, secret to get it out the gate. So that way, later on down the line, I don't tell them about my dick though. Keep that a secret. Between us, okay.
Mm-hmm.
And it works because I used to be one of those type of people who, talk about I have an MBA and I've done this and I own homes across the world. Yeah, and then when I got used 1 or 2, 3, 4, 5 times, I had to just they can
when you start whispering.
No, okay. I don't want y'all to hear me.
Uh-oh. But yeah, that's absolutely true. It's just like that guy who on his dating profile, is standing in front of the Maserati and the Benz and all of that, and talking showing the Rolex and all that. When you do get used for your money, don't be shocked. Don't act like that person is just wrong because that's what you were advertising. So, I don't believe in, being this, high and mighty intellectual, cook, clean, I'll run your bath water. I'm not going to be none of that up front. I may run your bath water. I may enjoy, making a meal of good food for my man, but you ain't going to see it as just some random date. No, you will see it maybe, you'll see my best once we get to a point where we're actually building something together for me. Aww. Anywho, so that brings us, I guess, to the first date. Any other red flags we can think of up to that point? You're just getting to meet somebody, red flags.
Their phone constantly going off, or they're having their phone face down on the table. I hate that. Or maybe that's in a relationship. I hate it in the beginning.
See, I would never thought about that. I would, for me, whatever your thing is with your phone, I want to see how you are with your phone. Right. Now, if you are, you giving me 100% of your attention and your phone is not even an issue while we together, that's cool. Or if your phone, goes off and you answer, hold on, you answer, man, what's up, man? Yeah. Then I might just eavesdrop a little bit, see how cool you are on the phone.
Right.
I had a guy, oh, this might be my spirit man. Oh, he's so sweet. Anyway, but I had a guy one time come over and we didn't just meet, we'd met, he came over and he had like a whole like 30-45 minute conversation over here. And when he got off that phone, I was like, oh, he is like a leader in his family. Like he was putting together this thing with his family. And I was just like, this a man. I was just so impressed with him. Most people be like, you gonna have a 45-minute conversation. You're supposed to be over here to see me. I just looked at that as a way of, getting to know him more as a person and not a show, not a, not a representative, but just him as a person. I thought it was awesome. Right. So yeah, again, everybody has their own things that they look for, that they, that's a red flag. But you just have to know what yours are.
I like my people to be present in the moment. So that's why I don't really care to hear about the conversation. I want it to be all about us right now and getting to know each other. If you are so distracted with everything that's going on, you need to go be over there with the people who call and text me.
Now y'all know. Anywho, so any other red flags we can think of before we
when a man doesn't pay, and I don't care what nobody say, it's a first date, the man should pay, period. That's the end of that.
I think whoever set up the date should pay, whether you a woman or a man. I think I have suggested a first date. If I suggest it, I fully intend to pay. And now the guys that I've dated have not generally allowed me to put my card on the table. Generally, one did. But no, what happened was I paid the little thing at the table, and he admittedly was somebody who just didn't go out a lot. So he know really what was going on while I was pushing on this thing, probably till I put my card in there.
Right.
So I'm not gonna say he let me pay, but yeah, I feel like if the date is your idea, and I don't care really at what stage of the relationship it is, if the date was your idea, then be ready to pay. Now, a guy may not let you, but I just can't stand nobody just be like, well, I think that our first date should be at the rooftop in, the whatever expensive blah, 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 lobster and steak and shrimp. Well, if that's where you want to go, that's apparently what kind of money you're packing. So sure, I'll go along with you.
Right. No, I agree. You don't have to spend $1 billion on the first date. I do believe that the man should pay on the first date. Now, date number 2, I'm paying, and we're going to the strip club, and I'm going to bring the ones.
Hey!
But on date number 1,
can we do date number 2 tonight?
We can. I think I got some
Thursday night
from Vegas.
Yes. Anyway, but no. So right. But with that being said, with that logic, I don't think as a woman you should request the first date.
I don't. But that's possible.
So maybe that's why. I'm not gonna request the first date. Now we met online. I may request the first meetup,
right?
Because I ain't just gonna be on the phone with you all the time.
Facts.
But or even if we didn't meet online, I just had met somebody through somebody else recently. And again, I have suggested the first meetup because I'm not just gonna be on the phone with you. Hey, no, we need to see each other.
No texting buddies, no pen pals.
Speaking of red flags, when you're dating somebody who doesn't want to meet, that's the biggest red flag. That is the biggest red flag. Somebody who doesn't want to meet, somebody who doesn't want to video chat, they ain't never available, that you can't never get a hold to them when it's time. They lie and say they're gonna meet you and then don't answer the phone. Something came up.
Why are we still talking to them if they said they were gonna be there and didn't show up?
I just went back to our first bullet point.
Oh,
yeah.
No,
because I forgot about that point. If they don't want to meet up, chop them.
Right.
Yeah. Unless you just a pen pal type person. Now that if they don't want to meet up, that's me. Okay. But if you like me, we can't be doing all this pen pal like we 6 years old, then chop them. But if you just want somebody to you at home with your cats and y'all just want somebody to text with every now and again,
right?
Then y'all text. You can text for the next 10 years. Don't send them no money though.
But that goes back to knowing what you want and what you're looking for. Yeah. So if you are looking for just people to, you just need that dopamine, for the right click. Oh, he liked me, and that's it. Cool. But if you are, I mean, we'll talk about that on another show.
She be right swiping, and they match me, and they don't say nothing to them.
Got my dopamine.
Hey. No. So yeah, if you are okay with just forever texting, forever online chatting or whatever without any movement, then that's cool. But if that's not for you, then chop them out. Don't accept all their excuses and all their reasons and all that. It's bull.
Right. People make time for the things they want to do.
Yes, indeed. Just like you do, they do too.
Absolutely.
Anywho, so I think that's pretty much wraps up our red flags and the first impressions. Right. If we missed anything, put it down in the comments below. Let us know. I'm quite sure y'all have thought of many things that we didn't. But our next video is going to be moving into the next stage. We've gotten past the initial impressions, and now we are dating.
We're not married after this?
No. Okay. No. Nah, we're not engaged or nothing. We just dating, getting to know each other. Anyway, thanks for watching, guys. We'll see you on the next one. Like, comment, and subscribe. Thanks. Bye.